Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to NHL Draft Pros.
Shoots, he scores!
It is officially 2026, and so on today's video, I'm going to do a top 20 ranking for the 2026 NHL Draft Class. And actually, if you want to see my top 32, head over to NHLDraftProspects.com. I've listed my top 32 on there, and I also have my highlight videos and mock draft videos all on that website. So go check that out, please. And can you please help the channel grow by hitting that subscribe and like button? I'd really appreciate it. All right, so starting off at number 20, we're going to head over to the OHL, and one of the big power forwards of the draft class, Ryan Rubrook of the Niagara Ice Dogs. Last year, he had 41 goals in his D-1 season, which is unreal. And right now, he has 21 goals. Started off a little slow this season, but he has been picking up the pace and looking like a top 20 pick for sure. So Ryan Rubrook, he's in at number 20. At number 19, we head over to Sweden, and we have William Hackinson. And he actually is playing on the World Junior team right now and has been playing really well, actually. And in the SHL has a couple of points, but for the most part, I like his game defensively. And he is a big kid, 6'5", 200 plus pounds. You like to see that in defensemen. And so he's number 19 on the list, William Hackinson. And at number 18, we stick with Sweden, another defenseman, and that is Malte Gustafsson. Yes, he is another big Swedish defender who is looking really good in the U20. Had a couple of call-ups to the men's division, but he is another player who has a lot of skill, big, great skater actually for his size. And so I like him at number 18 on this list. Moving on to number 17, and we have Juho Piparainen. Yes, he's another player who is playing at the World Juniors right now for Finland. They are going to be playing today against Sweden, which is going to be a great game to watch. And Juho Piparainen, he is looking decent right now playing for Finland, and I like his game overall. Big kid, mobile defenseman as well. You're going to see a lot of D on this list this year. Really impressive D core for this draft class. So he's number 17 on the list. And moving on to number 16, we have a OHL prospect by the name of Caleb Malhotra. And yes, he is the son of former NHL player Manny Malhotra, and he is having himself a season playing for the Brantford Bulldogs in the OHL. Has absolute bonkers numbers, over a point a game, and is looking really good. Had a great CHL USA Prospects game, so I'm going to put him at number 16 on this list. At number 15, we head over to Finland again, and this is Oliver Savanto, who is playing in the World Juniors right now as well. A big kid with some soft hands and is decent overall, like 200-foot game. I like his game. Really, he's been playing really well, actually, in the World Juniors. And so I bumped him up a little bit on this draft ranking because of that. He's number 15 on the list. At number 14, we have another player at the World Juniors. Lots of players on the World Juniors on this list, and that is Adam Novotny. Now, he is playing in the OHL for Peterborough, and he is a Czech player. Last year played in Czechia, but this year moved over to the OHL and is having a great season. Great 200-foot player with some offensive upside. Yep, Adam Novotny, you're number 14 on my list. At number 13, we head over to the WHL, and that is Mathis Preston. Yes, he is having a great season as well. Not putting up the numbers that we expected overall in terms of offense, but I like his game, and I think that there is some improvement to be made in his game. Now, he is a July birth, which makes him one of the youngest players or prospects in this draft class. So I think that he's going to bump up a little bit in the draft rankings, but I got him at number 13 right now. At number 12, we stay in the WHL, and this is a defenseman by the name of Daxton Rudolph, and he is having a great season playing in Prince Albert. Is almost a point a game as a defenseman, and he is a big mobile D with some offensive touch, obviously, like I said. And so I got him at number 12 on this list as of this recording. Now, moving on to number 11, another player who's playing in the World Juniors, and that is Viggo Bjork. And let me tell you something, I am loving his game. What he is doing at the World Juniors right now for Sweden is unreal. He is a power play, PK, 200-foot player, has some offensive upside too. And I like what he's doing. Like, seriously, he is looking really good. Good motor, good compete, works hard. Now, the only downside is he's a little bit on the smaller side. They list him at 5'9", 5'10", but I don't care. I got him at number 11 on my top 20 rankings. At number 10, now we move on to the top 10. At number 10, we got Ryan Lind, the defenseman out of the Dub playing for Vancouver. Now, this is a player who has over a point a game in the WHL right now as a defenseman, and his defensive play is really good as well. So I think that he's going to stay in the top 10. Now, he's 5'11". That's the other thing. In terms of mock drafts or NHL draft, the real draft, he might drop a little bit because of his size. At number 9, we head over to the WHL still, and for Prince George, and that's Carson Karls. Now, he's playing at the World Juniors right now for Team Canada. Not getting a lot of ice time, but I think that when he has played, he's been pretty decent overall. Had some, mistakes and whatnot, but you expect that out of a first-year World Junior player. So Carson Karls, he's at number 9. At number 8, we head over to the OHL, and that is the big power forward, Ethan Belchez. Yes, playing for the Windsor Spitfires, and he is having himself a season for sure. Now, I think that there is a lot of room to grow for this player. There is some potential upside if he grows into his body, but I like the skill set. Got some nice hands and a nice shot for sure. So Ethan Belchez, he rings in at number 8 on my top 20 list. At number 7, we have the dynamic defenseman, and that is Xavier Villeneuve, who's playing for Blainville-Boisbriand right now. And yeah, this kid is reminiscent of Lane Hudson. Now, defensively needs some work and is a little bit small, I would say, 5'11", 170 pounds. But if he can fill in, he has got some skills for sure. So he's number 7 on my list. At number 6, we go to the USHL for Muskegon, and that is Tynan Lawrence. He had a foot injury that prevented him from starting the season, but recently he's just been putting up some monster numbers, well over a point a game in the USHL right now. Last year was the MVP of the playoffs, USHL playoffs. So yeah, he is a top centerman in this draft class. So I got him at number 6. The top 5 is now, who do we have? A bunch of defensemen, starting off with Albert Smeets. Yes, playing for Latvia at the World Juniors, and he looked amazing. And in the Liga, the Finnish top men's league, he is doing some wonders over there, putting up some big numbers for a defenseman in his draft year. It's unreal. So I got him as a top 5 player at number 5. Number 4, who do we have? Another defenseman, Keaton Vierhoff, playing for Team Canada, the World Juniors, and plays for North Dakota and the NCAA during the regular season. And yeah, he is looking really good, getting a lot better in the World Juniors as the games are moving on. So I think he's getting a little bit more comfortable with the play and figuring out the pace and whatnot. And yeah, he's got like 12 points in 16 games in the NCAA. So that is very impressive for a young defenseman. So he's number 4 on my list. Who do I got as the top 3? Well, number 3, Ivor Stenberg. Yes, another player playing at the World Juniors and is having a great World Juniors. Now, could have probably put up a little bit more points, but I'm thinking that he is doing everything he needs to do to be a top 3 pick. And in the SHL, he is almost a point a game. As a draft eligible player, that is unreal. He might break the record actually for draft eligible player in the SHL, which is great. So I got him at number 3 on this list. At number 2, yes, a new second overall pick, Chase Reed, playing for Team USA at the World Juniors, is well over a point a game, playing for the Sioux Greyhounds in the OHL. And what I saw his play at the World Juniors, I had to move him up to second overall because I just thought that offensively he was a stud and played pretty good defensively too. And he's a right shot D. The NHL, they love right shot D. So I'm going to put him at number 2 on my top 20 list. And number 1, well, it hasn't changed all season for me. I've had Gavin McKenna as the top prospect since day one, even though there were hints that, he might drop because he hasn't been putting up the monster numbers in the NCAA playing for Penn State. But he solidified it, in my opinion, at the World Juniors right now. He is just putting on a clinic. And today they play against Czechia, and I'm expecting a big game from Gavin McKenna. He's gotten better as the World Juniors have moved on. So, yeah, I got him at number 1, and I don't think he's going to move out of that position for me for the rest of the season. So Gavin McKenna, he's number 1 on my top 20 list. And there you have it, the top 20 players as of January, our new year rankings. And like I said before, if you want to see the top 32 on my list, head over to NHLDraftProspects.com. I got my top 32 there with a bunch of videos, mock drafts, all that fun stuff. So check that out, and please help the channel grow by hitting that subscribe and like button. I'd really appreciate it, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.